Good morning, friends. Welcome back to the John Went Walking YouTube channel. I'm coming to you this morning from the Ocala National Forest. I'm actually up here just above the 88 store, above the east-west corridor where they come back together. I'm right above there. I'm at about mile 467, and I'm just out here getting a good morning hike in. You know, the weather here has been incredibly hot and incredibly wet, and if we want to get a safe hike in, beautiful little butterfly, look at him, he's following me around. If we want to get a hike in, we got to get out early in the morning, get out here and get it done. And that's what I've been doing all summer long. And anytime I'm on the Florida Trail, I try to bring you along with my little iPhone here and get you some good coverage, point to point, out there at the mile markers. So that's what I'm doing this morning. Additionally, I'm also trying out a new pair of shoes. I mentioned it in the last video, but I got the Topo Vistas, the TOPO Vistas. They're like a men's trail shoe. I'm trying to figure out a shoe that I'm going to start the Florida Trail with. I've traditionally been with the Merrells or even the Brooks Beast, which I used for years and years and years, running marathons and ultras. I love the Beast, the Brooks Beast. But I wanted to try something different, more trail oriented, lighter weight that still has good support. I do have big flat feet, and I need to make sure that those feet are supported to avoid foot problems, because we all know that foot problems can create hiking problems, and that's what I'm trying to avoid. I'm trying to find something that's going to work well for me out on my through-hike attempt. So I'm trying out the Topo Vistas, and I found them they were recommended by a young lady. Her YouTube channel was Hiking by Faith, and she's on an AT through hike attempt right now. She's up in northeastern Pennsylvania. They're somewhere headed towards Katahdin, and she highly recommends them and talks about them once in a while. And I've been following along on her channel, and I thought, you know what, she's well into Pennsylvania through all those rocks, and she's still giving good reviews to this Topo shoe. I got to give it a shot, right? So, and I didn't want to just bring it directly out and put it into the swampy stuff down there in Central and South Florida. So I was up here in the Ocala National Forest this morning. I thought, you know what, I'm gonna put those things on and give them a try. So this now I have been wearing them like around the house, you know, to break them in, that kind of stuff, but today's the first day I've had them out on the trail. And so I've been out, I don't know, maybe for an hour this morning, and I tell you what, so far so good. No problems so far. They have kind of a wide toe box. I don't know if you can tell, but see how the toe box is kind of wide? They have a wide toe box, and that's good for my big flat feet. So far so good. Anyway, beautiful morning out here. I always love hiking in Ocala National Forest, and especially if I can get onto the Florida Trail, you know, because you guys, I've said this story over and over, but I am planning for a through hike attempt, and part of that planning is not just logistics, even like working my time, making sure that I can get out and get it done. But a big part of it is, for me, is feeling competent that I'm going to be able to get it done. And part of that competence and confidence that I need to have comes from being out on the trail a little bit. So I've spent really the past 8-9 months out on portions of the Florida Trail, and I've posted many videos about it, and the videos I've posted, I always put the mile marker where I'm at. I do have the Far Out app, so it should be pretty accurate, and then I take you point to point. So it's just like if you were out here walking, you could see what you're walking into. So that's how I've done it. I have learned to edit edit the videos and all that, because once I get out on my through hike attempt, it's not going to be point to point. It's going to have to be cut up with the highlights and all that kind of stuff, and I'll worry about that when I get a little bit closer. I'll make a couple practice ones, but I feel comfortable that I can get it done. And aside from that, that's what I'm working on getting ready for this through hike attempt. And again, for me, it's what's really setting it off is I'm 64 years old next month in September, and I'm getting to the point where I'm getting ready to retire again. I retired once from the military. I'm getting ready to retire again, and I want to make sure that when I retire, I have a goal. I want to have something that I really want to get done, and that's something that I really want to get done is ultimately the Appalachian Trail, the AT. For me, that's always been the big kahuna, the big daddy. That's the one I want to do. But you know, I don't have a lot of experience out through hiking. Like I said, I was in the military over 20 years, and I've been a marathon runner, long distance runner, ultra runner, all that kind of stuff for years and years and years. But I've never really done a lot of hiking and camping. So I'm going to do the Florida Trail first, kind of as a shakedown hike, kind of get myself comfortable with all the intricacies and nuances of camping, setting up, tearing down, the day in, day out, miles. And of course, the Florida Trail is a lot shorter. It's half the distance of the AT. So it can be done quicker. I should be able to do it, I'm hoping, in 3.5 months. I'm not sure how long it's going to take. One thing for sure is when I get out there, I'm not going to be in a rush to buzz through it. I'm going to try to enjoy every day of it, learn as much as I can for going into the AT attempt. So that's kind of where I'm at with the plan. Everything's kind of on schedule. The tentative kickoff date is January of 26. If it does get delayed, it would be for another 12 months, but we'll see how it goes. I'm going to be prepared to go and able to make that decision in a moment's notice should the need be. I have everything ready. I'll be prepared to go. And in the meantime, what I'm going to do is keep getting out on the Florida Trail as often as I can and bringing these videos to you. And these videos are important for a couple of reasons. Number one, it's just letting me look at the physical trail that I'm going to be walking through when I do the Florida Trail through hike. And number two, you know, it's motivational. I can go back and look at it again and be comfortable that I know some of the turns and where I'm headed and what's next and kind of where I'm going and that sort of thing. And bottom line, even more important than that, is I just really enjoy being out here. You know, I'm walking into the Florida sunshine here. The sun's coming up over the Atlantic Ocean and it's shining into Ocala forest here, just beautifully into Florida. And I'm wondering how much of my video is going to be kind of blurred out with the sun, but that's okay. Look at this moss. Isn't it beautiful? Look at that. Just incredible. Yeah, just incredible. So anyway, that's what I'm doing. Having another beautiful morning, another beautiful day in life, making the best of what God's given us. And I tell you, I'm just so grateful for everything that I have in my life. I've just had such a blessed life. God's always taken such good care of me and loved me and kept me pointed in the right direction. I have a good family, a good wife. I've just really been blessed with this life, and you know, coming up on 64 years old, I just have no complaints at all. And if I live another 10 days or another 10 years or however long I live, I'm grateful for every single day I had of it, and I'm grateful for today. I'm really grateful for today. I did have a run-in with a spider back there, and I've been trying to avoid not run through the cobwebs and not tear them down, not knock them down. I've been trying to go under them, but somehow he got on me, and he didn't bite me. He just he scared me because he came across my ear. And when I swatted at him, I think I hurt him. You know, I hate that, but is what it is. He was a big black or brown spider, half the size of my ear, and I really didn't want him taking a bite out of it. All right, friends, sure glad to have you along here with me this morning. I'm grateful for every single one of you that takes a moment out of their day to watch this video or watch parts of the video. I'm grateful for all the likes and the feedback and every single one of you. I just appreciate each one of you. And so wherever you are today, if you're in Florida or wherever you are today, I hope you have a wonderful day wherever you are. And I hope that tomorrow is even better and the day after that's even better. Friends, I appreciate you, and I will be talking to you again real soon from the Florida Trail. It's John Went Walking. Goodbye, friends.